Okay, so next video is on order and disorder in the play. So if we start with Shakespeare's message on this one, so we're going with order. Shakespeare's message and the context sort of go hand in hand. He sort of echoes the idea of a great chain of being. And you could say that one of his messages are that everything in society has its place. This shouldn't be disrupted, you could say. It's kind of the idea of the great chain of being. His message could also be everything's like this, disrupted, could also be evil causes disorder. That's like a little one, but it's actually one that you could look at so much in the play. There's so much evidence for that. Alright, so I'm just gonna link context to this. I know I normally would look at context sort of last, but only because this is relevant. Great chain of being. And I'm actually for now going to leave alone the rest of order. So actually let's just put in religion. Okay, so context I'm going to leave. Now let's look at when we see order and disorder in the play. So I'm just gonna go in order actually of the play. Let's start with the very first scene. It's very normal actually for text to start off with some kind of order, then go into some disorder, then go back to order. This play actually starts with disorder, and that is seen through the stage directions, thunder and lightning. Straight away, Shakespeare showing us that this is a world of chaos, or at least that these characters, the witches, caused disorder. Yeah, they were able, or it was thought that witches were able to control the weather as well. So that's an idea that you could have when it comes to witches and order. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Again, it's like they're these people that are playing with almost order and disorder. What should be fair is foul, and what should be foul is fair in this world. There's almost no order, either just when it comes to the witches, or you could say in the play, that is what we end up seeing anyways. Act 1, Scene 2, although they do mention it in Act 1, Scene 1, the play begins with a report of 2 battles being won by Macbeth, of course. So there's some form of order there. I then want to go on to, obviously you've got Act 2, Scene 2, death, you should really say murder, death of Duncan, and what that causes is nature to lose all order. So The one example would be that during the day there's darkness. His horses eat each other. You've also got a falcon killed by an owl, so predator being killed by prey. There's examples of how nature goes into complete disorder. I then want to just look at any examples of mental disorder. I want to say mental unrest as well. Here's very similar to the idea of guilt. I'll just put a couple quotes. Full of scorpions. I don't even want to put the full quote because you should know it. Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. So that's Macbeth. He's mentally unable to rest because Banquo and his heir are still alive, and he feels insecure about his position on the throne. You've also got, we've scorched a snake, not killed it. You've got Macbeth has murdered sleep. I'll put Lady Macbeth sleepwalking as well. That could be an example of mental unrest. I also want to just add in, looking at this in a bit of a different way, Lady Macbeth and patriarchy. And this kind of goes back to this line of argument that everything in society has its place. Lady Macbeth tries to step outside of her gender role. She tries to step out of the almost order when it comes to gender roles in society. She steps out of it and she gains power. She gains that power for a little while over Macbeth. However, ultimately, she's almost brought back to her position even before she's sleepwalking, even before she commits suicide. When Macbeth says, be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, even from when he says, I'll go no more, she's put back into her position. So you could speak about Lady Macbeth and patriarchy with this as well. Of course, you could talk about the structure of the play, which is, like I said, it starts with chaos, and almost like there's chaos throughout the play. It's only order is restored with Malcolm becoming king. But actually, that lasts a scene, and there is disorder for the rest of the play. It's very much a play of chaos, a play of uncertainty, doubt, paranoia, guilt. All of these type of words will go very well with this question. The only thing you might want to add, so I've got here, evil causes disorder. You want to speak about the witches. You could even speak, I haven't added it in here, and I apologise for disrupting the order of this, but even when it comes to the witches, they are disruptive. The first set of prophecies create, you could say, more disorder. They're actually told off by Hecate for getting involved. So their involvement creates more disorder. They're told by Hecate to further, well, not to further, but to actually give Macbeth false hope. And actually, funnily enough, Hecate is the one that brings about, you could argue, brings about some of that order again. So you might want to argue about whether the supernatural, represents disorder, and whether nature represents order, or, like they say, fair is foul and foul is fair, where in this world, order, disorder is all kind of completely mixed up. Alright, I'm going to leave this one here, and hopefully that was a little bit helpful.